What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. It's a beautiful day outside, but it's a damn freezing day. Like, the temperature right now is, 23 degrees? Earlier this morning, it was like 15. It is freezing. That's why I'm happy. My happy ass has the day off today, because I don't have to I don't even really have to be outside. Thank God. So, anyway, getting into this episode of GH. The shit that went down in this episode, listen, I have to applaud the writing team on this one. I feel like they've been stepping up lately. They've definitely been holding my interest. I can't speak for nobody else, but they've been holding my interest. They've definitely spiced some things up. I love the scenes with Lucy, the investor, Michael, Sasha. I loved it. Sasha was smart. Sasha was damn smart. I will give her that. She has the gift for negotiation, the gift of the gab. She's smart. Like, Lucy definitely needed her to land this investor because this investor was going to pull out of the deal with deception, with investing in Lucy's company and bringing it back. She was going to pull out the deal. You know what I mean? Because Lucy didn't really have that much, in terms of a business plan and, moving forward and stuff. She really didn't have much until she got Sasha to come over to talk to the investor. And Sasha basically, wowed the investor. She was like, I'm going to be the face of deception. We're going to take it to different heights. Because the investor, she was really happy about the fact that back in the day, Deception was a great company in the 90s. But she felt like Deception was going to be outdated. And, Sasha basically told her, classic doesn't mean old. And I do agree with that. Classic does not mean old. It doesn't have to mean that. It can have a whole new meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? You can take something that is established and make it new again. Make it modern. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what Sasha told her. Sasha brought her A game to that meeting. And that was a quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, Sasha thought on her feet. She was quick on her feet in that meeting. And I like it. She basically saved the deal for Lucy. And the investor agreed to invest. And, it did help having Michael sitting there. Because she knows all about him being CEO of ELQ. So it helped. So now they got down to the business side of things. Because Sasha was smart as shit. She was like, look, if I'm going to be the face of Deception and be a part of this company, I want a co-ownership. She wants to be co-owner. And you know how people do when they negotiate. They go high, they go low. You know how negotiations go. You throw out your highest number, the other person throw out the lowest number. Lucy went way low. Michael and them were way high. Because Sasha was like, I need 50%. She wanted half the company. I said, woo. Michael was like, nope, we got to take 50%. I said, damn, that's pretty steep. Lucy said, how about 0.5? 0.5 ain't shit. Let's put it like that. That's not nothing percentage-wise. So then Lucy was at 2%. I said, no, that ain't gonna fly either. So Michael was like, you know what? 30% ownership, take it or leave it. She took it. I said, exactly. I had to agree with Michael because, in my opinion, if it wasn't for Sasha, Lucy would have never landed that investor. She would have never landed the investor. And it seemed like the investor wanted to partner up with ELQ as well. Because she was asking Michael, like, is ELQ interested in the beauty market? I think ELQ investing in Deception would be a smart move. I think it would be great, having ELQ be a partner. But you know what? I'm glad, this is Sasha and Lucy doing this. You know what I mean? I think it could be great. And I do feel like a Deception storyline could open the door for a lot of people like Maxie potentially. It could open the door for new storylines with Jocelyn and Trina. They could help out and be junior models or something. You know what I mean? I think it would be great. You could even have a men's line, maybe something, some type of moisturizer. Something, you know what I'm saying? You get Cam and Dev a part of it. I think this can open the door for a lot of characters. Main characters, minor characters. I think it can do a great thing. So I'm happy they figured out that part. And I'm happy for Sasha. She found a new gig. Face of Deception, co-owner. This is going to be amazing. And of course, Lucy and her bubbly personality. So anyway, moving on from that. Sonny, I felt like he asked Michael a legitimate question, but at the same time, he asked him a hard question that I think nobody can legitimately answer about the whole Alzheimer's thing. Like, he wanted Michael to basically switch roles. Like, he basically felt like, okay, Sonny was basically saying, say that he has Alzheimer's, and Michael is in Sonny's position that he's in now with Mike. What decision would Michael make? Like, would he try to hang on and find him treatment that could help? Or would he just let him go? Michael couldn't objectively answer that question. He couldn't legit answer the question. And I don't blame him, because I felt like it was a good question, but I also felt like it was a tough, like, you put him in a tough spot. Like, for me, I'm the type of person, certain things, like certain major things, I don't worry about until I'm actually in that situation. Because I can't predict the future. I can't tell you what I would do if I'm not in that situation. I can't tell you. To be honest, certain situations I couldn't tell you if I'm not in it. I can't tell you. If I've never dealt with it or never been in it, I can't tell you what I would do. That's only certain situations. But it was a legit question though. But I just feel like it was a good question, but it was a bad question at the same time. If you get what I'm saying, you can't predict the future. You just have to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? You can only know what you're going to do when you're actively in that situation. So I get it. You know what I mean? Like, Michael just couldn't answer. He was like, no, can't do it. So anyway, Sonny, of course, is still trying to figure out what the hell Carly is hiding from him with Jax. It's so ironic. Like, here's the thing. It's like a double-edged sword in a way. It's a lot of hypocrisy in the Corinthos home. Like, when Carly was married to Jax, she bent over backwards to help Sonny and Jason, to be the go-between between them, and Jax could not stand it when he was married to her. Couldn't stand it. Sonny didn't care. Sonny and Jason did not care. They still needed Carly's help, whether Jax liked it or not. But now the roles are reversed. Carly's back married to Sonny, and now she's helping Jax with something that she can't tell Sonny about, and Sonny's pissed off about it. Well, now you see what Jax felt like when he was married to her, and you were messing around with his wife more than once. She was keeping secrets from her husband, being a go-between between you and Jason, when clearly Jax had a problem with it. But at the same time, I understand Sonny's frustration, because it's like this whole Nikolas thing has created a big mess for everybody. Everybody's relationships are being tested because of this situation with him, and it's like, I get where Sonny's coming from, because Carly made such a big deal about him being honest with her about his business and what's going on with his dad, and she wanted to be totally honest about their relationship. But now when it's time to put that theory to the test, she's the one keeping a secret from him. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show that you don't trust your husband enough. Like, I understand, she feels like, oh, he's going to have Jax deported again or whatever. I mean, there's a possibility Sonny might go that route, but then again, I don't think he would do that to Jocelyn again. I would hope not. I would hope he learned from that experience the first time, seeing as how Jocelyn was pissed off with him before. Like, I don't think you want to go through that again. So it begs the question that maybe he's learned his lesson on it and he's not going to do that again. But you never know what Sonny's going to do or what he's thinking. A lot of times you just never know. Like, he's crazy like that sometimes. But hopefully they can work this thing out, because the last thing I want to deal with is another Carly-Sonny breakup. Like, I just don't want to deal with that shit again. Divorce attorneys, Diane getting involved again, even though I would love to see Diane. But still, it's like, you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times. And trust me, we have seen them break up a million times. I don't have a desire to see that shit again. I'm just saying, I don't. Jax, I've been saying this a billion times over. He needed to nip this whole Nikolas situation in the bud, but he keeps refusing to do it. And I partly get where he's coming from, because he's basing it off of Spencer, but I do wholeheartedly agree with Carly. Like, this whole, we got to get Spencer the estate, he's the rightful heir. I agree with Carly. I feel like Spencer's good. He's in boarding school. He's not poor. Laura's taking good care of him. He's financially well taken care of. The boy is good. You know what I mean? Like, he's good. He doesn't need the Cassadine estate. He doesn't really need it. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be taken care of. He's fine. So that whole Spencer excuse is wearing very thin for Jax and Nikolas, because we all know Nikolas wants the estate for himself, not really for, I mean, future-wise, he would want it for Spencer, but for right now, he obviously wants it for himself. And even Carly knows it. She could see that. But of course, Jason... Of course, Sonny went to Jason about it. He wanted to know from Jason, like, what Carly hiding. Because I get it, because if anybody would know, it would be Jason. But this time around, not even Jason know what the hell going on. Carly hasn't confided in him, surprisingly. Because, anytime Carly going through some mess, she confide in Jason. But not this time around. So, of course, when Jason saw Carly and Jax kind of arguing at the hospital, Jax comes up with some BS-ass excuse as to why they were arguing. And we all know Jason was not believing none of the excuses that Jax was giving. So, Carly basically told him, Jax is involved in something illegal, but she wouldn't go into details about exactly what it was. Not until after the New Year. She was like, after New Year, if this thing ain't nipped in the bud, I'll tell you everything. But for right now, she wants Jason to keep the secret from Sonny too, because she feels like he's going to get deported. He's going to deport Jax if he finds out what's going on. This whole thing is just a cluster. It's just a huge chaos mess. Like, it's a chaotic mess. They need to figure it out now. Quickly. So anyway, moving on from that. Obrecht. My favorite. I love me some Obrecht, but listen, Obrecht was spilling all the tea. Obrecht was telling Nina everything she wanted to know about how Valentin got that DNA, because Nina wasn't playing with her. Nina told her, she was like, I know you're lying. I know you helped Valentin fake the DNA test to prove that Sasha was her daughter. She wanted to know the full story. So Obrecht was like, sometimes ignorance is bliss. You sure you want to know? She was like, I want to know. So she told her. She was like, the first DNA test he did, she did not help him, fake it, but she knew how he got the DNA from her mother. When she mentioned how he got the DNA at the funeral of Madeline, Nina looked like she was going to be sick. Like, she looked like the way she was clutching her stomach and kneeled over a little bit, she looked like she was about to vomit. Like, she looked disturbed at the thought of him at her mom's funeral getting DNA. Like, she looked sick. And, Obrecht genuinely apologized to her and said, like, she wished that she didn't go along with it, but she needed leverage. She did regret parts of it and stuff like that, but, she thought she was doing it for the greater good. But she did have proof. She took some of Madeline's hair at the funeral, gave it to Nina and told Nina, if you do another DNA test, you'll see that what she's saying is basically the truth and how he got it. You know what I mean? Like, if you do another test. So the question now is, what will Nina do with that piece of hair? For one, I like the fact that Nina knows Valentin is treacherous and that he'll do this and do that to get what he wants. But my problem with Nina is she's a little fickle. Especially when Valentin lays it on thick about Charlotte and, oh, she needs you now more than ever. See, when he plays that Charlotte card, I feel like that's when she gets weak. That's when she goes weak and she starts, battling back and forth with her conscience about, damn, should I take him back? Damn, should I, expose him? Like, that's the only thing. Like, that's why I say, like, she's a little flip-flop. She's a little, a little flaky, so to speak. But I hope she goes with her gut, and I hope she drop kick his ass in the next week. I hope so. But I like the fact that Obrecht was telling the truth. She was spilling the tea. The problem is, and this is what I'm going to continue to say until it's done, you're spilling some tea, but I need you to spill the real tea about baby Wiley. That's the tea that I need you to spill. That's the one that I need. I need that info to come out like yesterday, like a year ago. I need that out now. Like, so since you're in the snitching mood, you might as well continue to snitch and let it all hang out. Be free. The truth shall set you free. So let it set you free. Anyway, moving on from that. Lulu. First of all, you know I love me some Laura. I love me some Kevin. I like them. I feel like they were being a little biased towards Lulu, obviously, when they were sitting there talking about something. Oh, you were watching your daughter. Laura, come I love you, but come on now. If she was watching her daughter closely, as you say she was, that little girl would have never had the opportunity to jump her ass in that water. I'm just saying. She could have had hypothermia or a type of mess. If she was really watching her instead of worrying about some peen, she would have been, paying attention to her daughter. Her daughter would have never hit that water. Come on now. Let's be honest. But, I do feel like my only gripe about it was I feel like Lulu definitely should have been paying more attention to her daughter, because this is the second time in your care that something has happened to your kid. But I do like how she threw it back in Valentin's face that their daughter was kidnapped because of him, not because of her, which is true. Her only fault was she should have been paying more attention. But his fault was she was kidnapped because of you and your mess and your drama from the past. So that one was on him, which is true. Lulu, I commend her because she owns up to her stuff. But she, for the most part, she owns it, depending. But, she went to Valentin. Curtis offered to go with her. But she said, no, I'm going to take care of this myself. I respect it. And I respect the fact that she didn't want to put her daughter through a nasty custody battle. I respect that. She went to talk to him like a human being, like an adult. And Valentin, of course, just doesn't want to hear what she has to say. He don't want to hear nothing. So, of course, he wants to continue on with the custody battle. So Curtis let it be known. He was like, well, if Valentin wants to go ahead with this custody battle, I'll bring you all the dirt that I can to help you win. Laura and Kevin were still talking about the whole secret bodyguard stuff. And they think, Lulu and Valentin can make some type of peace or whatever. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Lulu will never try to make peace with Valentin. Never. Ever, 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 ever. And he ain't never going to try to make peace with her. They both despise each other. You can't really make peace with somebody that you despise. It just won't work. It'll be fake. And I'm pretty sure Charlotte would notice that it's, fake. I'm just surprised that, you got Ava sitting there saying that Nikolas is alive or she's seeing Nikolas. Now you got Charlotte saying that she saw Nikolas and he was her bodyguard. What is it going to take for y'all to believe that this man is alive? Clearly he is. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, and I meant to bring this up too, and I almost forgot. Who the hell was Sonny calling? Because Sonny was sitting on the phone calling somebody because he saw Jason and Carly at the hospital having an intense conversation. And Sonny got on his phone talking about, oh, I need your help. Carly's in trouble. Who the hell is you calling? Who are you calling? Because Sonny. And I did agree with Sonny, though. When he told Jason that if she didn't come to Jason to ask him for help, and that means she's handling this Jack situation on her own, he said she ain't going to do nothing but make it worse. I bust out laughing because that shit is so true. Whenever Carly handles a situation by herself without including Jason, that means shit is going to go from bad to way worse. Because usually when she involved Jason, at least, they got a better handle on it because he's a thinker. But when she does things on her own and she go off half-cocked, no. It ain't going to do nothing but end up being worse. You're going to be on America's Most Wanted in a minute. I'm telling you now. Somebody need to get her in line. I'm just saying. Because this situation is getting bad. So moving on from all of that mess, let's get to the biggie, the main event. Mara West, Ava Jerome. I love me some freaking Mara West. Did you not see her today? Like, how badass and hot she looked. Like, I freaking love Ava. I love it. You might like her, you could love her, hate her, whatever, but you can't deny the powerful Mara West. Like, she's a powerhouse in the daytime community, one of the best. Like, you can't deny that. She gives great performances emotionally, like, just from every range. From an emotional standpoint to an anger standpoint to a happy standpoint. Like, every piece of range, she just delivers every time. And I loved her scenes with Nikolas where she, martini in one hand, gun in the other. It don't get no more badass than that. Sip and shoot. Sip and shoot. That's all it was. I loved it. I love her. So basically she wanted Nikolas to explain himself, like, where the hell you been? why you lie about your death so long? Like, basically, he was just saying, like, when he got shot, he damn near did die. But somebody, saved him, took him, got him some medical attention. And, he's been having his mother followed and stuff. And he wanted to come forward, but he needed the Cassadine fortune back first. So then they got talking about the codicil. And, of course, Ava admits that she does have the codicil. Now, you already know Ava not going to give it to him that quickly. He was sitting there with that smug look on his face like, so you're going to give it to me right now? You must not know Ava Jerome too well if you really think she's just going to hand you a codicil on a silver platter. She can't stand Valentin, but at this point in time, she really don't like Nikolas right now. So you think she's going to hand you the codicil? Hell no. She was like, nope, it comes with a price. I have to state, she was like, basically, I have to tell you my terms first. She was like, it ain't going to be that simple. I love it. And I wonder what the hell her terms is, because I got a feeling it's going to be a doozy. This should be fun. I wonder, though, what type of in-game Jax is looking at for this Valentin situation, because now Jax wants Curtis to find Claudette. How the hell he going to find Claudette? I mean, if anybody can, it could be Curtis, but I wonder how he's going to do it, though. Like, she could be either dead or all the way on the other side of the country somewhere under an alias. Like, how are you going to find her? That should be interesting. But anyway, that's pretty much the episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode. I'll see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.